our top 3 ways for how to keep squirrels out of fruit trees. Squirrels are a huge problem in the fruit forest and in our gardens, especially around our fruit trees. And over the years we have tried many different methods, and many of them didn't work the way we hoped they would. And sometimes there's not much you can do because the trees are so big. We lived in South Florida for a decade, and we're fortunate enough to have a gigantic mango tree towering over our home. And when it was mango season, it was squirrel season. Because when mangoes ripen, they fall to the ground. And that meant party in the street for the squirrels. It was a feast. Getting the mangoes before the squirrels became a game for us, because it's the only way that we could keep some of the harvest for ourselves. And those mangoes were delicious. Tree ripened mangoes, you just can't beat it. They are nothing like mangoes from the grocery store. When we heard a mango drop on a roof and start rolling off the roof, we would run outside and grab that mango as soon as it landed on the ground. That was how we could keep some of that harvest for ourselves. Now we have much smaller fruit trees, but squirrels are still a huge problem. So out of all the methods we tried, we have 3 ways that work the best, and those are the ones I'm going to talk to you about today. In this video, I'm going to do a countdown to our top 3 ways for how to protect fruit trees from squirrels. Our third favorite method for keeping squirrels out of our fruit on our fruit trees is the mesh bags. These are nylon mesh bags that you put on the fruit individually, and we have found that these help a lot. There are many different sizes. I believe this is a 3 by 4 inches, but this is not our favorite size. Our favorite size is this 8 by 10, it's called 8 by 10 inches, which is about 30 by 20 centimeters, I believe. And that is our favorite because it gives room to grow. For the fruit, this is a pear that we have protected here. But you can see that we've been able to wrap the bag around the leaves also, and that is a big help. You can see another one right here. It just helps a lot to secure the bag in a better way than the smaller bags. As I said, we've tried different sizes, we've tried different colors, we've also tried the white bags, but we prefer this green mesh bag. You can also get the metal bags. We haven't tried those yet. We have not had a need to. Hopefully we won't get a need to this, but this is our third favorite method of keeping squirrels out of our fruit trees. And it also helps protect against bird damage, so that's a bonus. We found our bags online. We couldn't find them locally, so we ordered them online. And if you do so, there are 3 things to think about: color of the bag, size of the bag, and the reviews. Before I get to method number 2, I want to ask all of you to please hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already done so, because whenever you like, share, or save our videos, or even just watching them to the end, you will help our YouTube channel grow, and you will also help us get closer to the goal of expanding the density of Stanley Farm. And we appreciate all of you, so thank you for watching. Our second favorite method for how to protect our fruit trees against squirrels is one that you can't necessarily do easily, but you can do some things that encourages it. And that method is having an owl on your property. I'm going to show you a video that I took yesterday, and make sure to watch that video to the end so you can see exactly how good owls are at protecting your fruit trees from squirrels. It's the first time that we've seen an owl over here. It looks like it caught something. What, did it catch a squirrel maybe? We are lucky to have an owl on the property. In fact, I've wished to have an owl on a property for quite a while. And we've heard the owls in the early mornings and the nights, but to actually see the owl, that's something. Now, to make your property more attractive for owls, there are a few things you can do. Number one, you can get yourself an owl box. We don't have one. We're just lucky. The owl box is on my wish list, but we don't have one. You could build one, or you can buy one already made. You can also make sure that there's some clear space where the owl can sit up high and look down to catch the prey. But as you saw in that video, the owl even catches its prey up high in the pine trees. Look at this owl. It is drinking water from the bottom of our basketball hoop. So if you want to have owls, make sure to provide a water source. Wow! I am maybe 5 yards away from this owl right now. I can't believe it. It's just looking at me. Hi, owl. Please come back. I was standing here talking and making a video when it landed, and it doesn't seem to mind me at all. That is amazing. I'm just gonna keep shooting at it and let you guys watch this magnificent creature. We are in a drought, and this little spot on top of the basketball hoop is the only place there's water around here. let's get to our favorite method for how to protect our fruit trees from squirrels. And that method is netting. We have tried using netting many times in the past, but found netting frustrating. And this year we tried something a little bit different, because normally we just drape the netting over the tree. And once you try to remove the netting, it will pull off branches and fruit, even the fruit that's not fully ripened. So what we did this year, and it is a temporary experiment to see if we can find a permanent, semi-permanent solution, and that is create a cage with bamboo sticks to drape the netting over, and it has been much better than just draping the netting over the tree itself. So we can definitely recommend this. We are working on getting a semi-permanent solution because you don't want to leave that netting up all year. When you use netting on your fruit trees, you don't want to put the netting on until all the flowers, or most of the flowers at least, are gone, because that way you still give ample access to pollinators to come in and pollinate your fruit trees so you can get more harvest. So that is the key. Make sure you don't net your tree until after most of the blooms have turned into little fruits. But as soon as that happens, you gotta be quick about it, because birds will peck on them and squirrels will go for them, although squirrels prefer to go after the ripe fruit. This is our first year where we've gotten a big harvest on these trees that we've actually gotten to keep. So we will make sure to keep on doing this. We also have netting over our blueberries this year, and that means that we actually can pick our blueberries this year. So netting is our favorite method. We also have these bags of netting that we're putting on our apple trees, but most of our apple trees have not finished flowering, so we have not put them up yet. But you can find net bags for your fruit trees online as well. Just make sure they're big enough for your fruit tree, and that they're big enough that there's room to grow for your fruit trees. If you do use netting for protecting your fruit trees, make sure that the netting goes all the way to the ground and also secure it. We have put pods all around the netting because these squirrels are smart. The first time that our Santa Rosa plum tree fruited, we only had 2 plums on that fruit tree, and we were waiting patiently for those plums to ripen on the tree. Then one day a squirrel went underneath the netting and grabbed the plum and ran off with it. And then it came back after the second plum, and because it wasn't fully ripened, it just dropped it on the street, and a car ran over it. Not the squirrel, the plum. It was squished out on that street, and we were so upset. Cats and dogs are great to have on the farm, in the fruit forest, in the garden. They'll catch little critters. Unless they're around your fruit trees all the time, the squirrels will still outsmart you and get your fruit. When it comes to growing our own fruit and food, we are of the philosophy that we should plant enough for both us and the wildlife. But that doesn't mean the wildlife needs to get everything. So we do want to save some for ourselves, and for that sometimes you have to take extra measures to keep your harvest. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe. And if you're looking for more tips and tricks for the garden, check out our garden tips playlist. Thank you for watching, and thank you for making the world a little greener.